go ahead and record this bad boy. So, you guys remember what week we're on? Who's paying attention? Who's paying attention?
We're on week 4.
Hey, all right. So, reviewing last week's summary, dreamstorming and converting it to digital. Did anybody get anything out of actually dreamstorming? And be honest with you, I want to hear some grip. I want to see some grip. I want to see some content to your answer. So, what did you guys get from your dreamstorming when you guys actually sat down and did that last week? When you guys actually wrote it all down and put down there, did anybody did that do anything for anybody? Did anybody get excited? Did anybody, or was it just I'll just write it down when you did something like that?
I added.
Added?
Yeah, I added to mine.
Really? Do tell.
Yeah. Well, the last time we did this last month, my big one was the limo for Jordan for her anime conventions. But then I actually really started thinking about me a little bit more. So I actually put things down like getting my hair done and getting nails done and buying clothes, which I don't do.
It's the simple things. I tell you what, it's the simple things.
Yeah.
The simple things that none of us ever do for ourselves.
Yep.
It's interesting. Okay, who else?
I'm sorry I missed it because I had my son beep in the middle of my call. What were you wanting?
Just what you got out of writing your goals, that dream session. You know what I mean? Just taking when you posted your goals and what you're looking for and what you eventually want to do, like a dream session.
Oh, so basically what I wrote down and stuff. My biggest part of the dream board is literally I want to live in St. Thomas on the beach. I mean, that's like my top number one thing.
No way. You never talked about that, ever.
Hey, I talk about it because that's what I want the most.
Good.
But I mean, I have things about, like paying for my daughter's wedding, her dream wedding, and, be able to get my kids each a really nice car. And, those are all things that, St. Thomas is for me, but I also have a lot for my kids that I want to do.
I love it. I love all the, I love the, I love the self things. Not selfish, but I love the self stuff because it's like, I love helping the kids. I love, helping obesity and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? I also love grabbing a bunch of people and taking them deep sea fishing or something like that, or grabbing a bunch of promoters and taking them to Kentucky Derby, or flying my mom, you know what I mean, or just stuff like that, just stuff that we all get to do like ourselves, you know what I mean? But it's just like nice to just go do that stuff for yourself, you know what I mean? I like it. All right. Is everybody else having trouble getting on the Zoom? I just heard... Oh, here we go. Everybody else got on okay, right? Okay. We got 2 people texting saying they can't get on. Well, it's good. Okay, cool. So anybody else? A lot of you guys all wrote it down. I want to hear.
So this is Marion. I'll go. So I also want a house in St. Thomas because so I was very excited to hear that one. Part of mine is just having a huge house. And people are always like, why do you want this huge house? Well, my mom and I used to joke about having this huge house, and we would hide from my dad. And my dad would have to use the intercom to find us. And we would kind of laugh, and he'd be like, you guys are silly. But obviously, so my parents are deceased now, so I get very emotional when I think about part of my dream. One of my dreams is to own a huge house. Like I want to fulfill that. And I want to say, look, Mom, I actually made that happen. So I get very emotional when I start dreamstorming. And also I wanted to start the Bickham Foundation. I want a teen center here in Inkster to help the youth. and again, as a dedication to my parents. So those are just two of the things. I get very emotional about it. So sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. You got to connect that emotion to it because, like we talked about, when you work all day long and you get home, does anybody work full-time jobs on here?
Yes.
Sure do.
Yes,
Is
absolutely.
anybody wore out by the end of the day? Like the last thing you want to do is more work?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Anybody?
Yep.
Yeah. If you don't have your dreams tied down, if you literally don't know what you want specifically to the T, like if you don't have it out in front of your face, if you don't have like your life planned out, if you don't dreamstorm, if you don't have it out there, what happens is that, you know, you're going to get beat up. You're going to get beat up because you can't see, you can't literally taste it, you can't touch it. Like if you want to move to St. Thomas, what you do is you go put a picture of the house on the frickin' ocean, okay? And what you do is you go to St. Thomas's website and you order a jar of sand, okay? And what you do is you have it delivered to your house or you go to St. Thomas and then what you do is every night, what do you do with that sand?
Look at
Play
it,
with
touch it, feel it.
Touch it. You feel it. Like if I wanted to live in St. Thomas, I would literally go to the website, which is probably a bunk freaking website. They're probably scamming me. It's probably like sand from Bay City Beach or something like that. It's all polluted and everything. But what I would do is I would go buy the sand. I would probably go pour it in a kitty litter box or something like that. And anything, a box, a tub, a tote. And I would just go pour that in there and I would go get my sand. Go put my feet in the sand every day. Put my feet in the sand. In St. Thomas's sand every single day. Why can't you do that?
I like that.
Why can't you just grab a jar of sand from St. Thomas and just open it up and smell it every day? Okay? So the key thing to remember with all this here, guys, is consistency. If you're just jumping on these calls and, you know, it's great to think of the life does anybody get excited of the life that network marketing can provide?
Yes.
Definitely.
For sure.
Is that what keeps you here?
Yes.
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 Always. Entrepreneurship is very lonely. Okay? Entrepreneurship is very hard. Okay? That's why so few people actually ever end up handing up success is because, you know, entrepreneurship is just a matter of being consistent every single day. It's just consistency. That's all entrepreneurship is just consistency. And it's a big mental game. You know, you hear so many no's, but really what they're saying is just right now. It's just a numbers game. So if you don't have a knowing of like your dream storm, if you literally don't know what your life is like and what you're going to, or if you don't have the sand in hand, you got to do clever stuff to get yourself, you know, through the day. You got to do the clever stuff to get yourself ahead. And the easiest way to explain this is what you do during the day keeps you even for life. At nighttime is when you get ahead. Does that make sense? What you do during the day, that's what keeps you even in life. That's why so many people feel like, anybody feel like they're on a hamster wheel ever? Anybody ever feel like I did with my job, no matter how good or how poor I was doing in my job beforehand? Like I always felt like I was on a hamster wheel. Like I was just running. I could see the cheese. It was always there, but I could never get my hands on it. Did anybody ever feel like that? They're just running. Running. And I can see the cheese, but you're just, once you actually stop and think about it, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just running in the same place. I'm so busy, I'm working so hard, and I'm not going anywhere. Anybody? Or just me?
That's how I feel right now with my job.
Me too.
It's crazy.
Exactly, right now.
It's crazy. And what you got to do is I'm sorry I'm going too long into this part right here, but I feel it's the most important. If you don't know where you're going, if you don't literally just take the time to sit down and write out and take it serious and realize that we're all on a hamster wheel, You know, it's like just taking the 5 to 10 minutes for that Dreamstorm goal last week. Half of you guys did it. The other half was just like, maybe I'll do it. Just that 5 to 10 minutes. It took just to write that out. 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. This is not me yelling at you guys or getting all pissy with you guys or being you know what I mean? It's just like little stuff like that. It's the little stuff that all add up that make the biggest difference. So just remember this. The daytime is when you break even. The daytime is for surviving. Okay? Daytime is for what?
Surviving.
Nighttime is where you build your living. That's where you live. That's where you get your goal. I don't have a clever explanation for that. Somebody go find one. But maybe this way. Your bills are taken care of during the day. Your legacy is taken care of at night. Your fortune is taken care of at night. There you go. Is that a good way to explain it?
That was awesome.
That's probably the best way I can explain it. Otherwise, I'm sorry to tell you, but the world is here to distract you. 3% of the world owns the other 3% of the world works for the other 97%. Agreed?
Yep.
3% of the money is owned by
Entrepreneurs.
I'm sorry. 97% of the money in the world is owned by George.
3%.
George just pointed at himself. 97% of the money is owned by the 3% of the world. Did you guys know that?
Say that again?
Yes.
97% of the money in the world is owned by the 3%. Okay? 97% of the world work for the other 3%.
What?
Okay? Those are some crazy, staggering numbers. The only difference is the 3% have figured out entrepreneurship. It's plain, simple. That's the numbers. That's the numbers. That's the numbers. So let's get out of that, eh? Let's get way out of that. So I know I went big into dreamstorming, but if you don't write that down, if you don't lock that stuff down, it's gonna be hard. So what we went over was dreamstorming. What determines your focus? Conquering fear. The fortune is in the follow-up. Continue to focus on the 3 a day. Facebook marketing. We went over the VI-isms. The action steps. Dream boarding. Our action steps were to contact a minimum of 3 a day. The action steps were to wear a rubber band on your wrist. Snap when you have a negative thought. Then ask yourself an empowering question. Who's got the rubber band on? Erica?
Mine was old and it broke off. I snapped it too much.
That's funny. So Jason,
I'll snap mine by that first day, by that next day.
so the rubber band. So quick recap. Everybody had to wear a rubber band last week. Anytime you ever had a negative thought, you just take it, you pull it, and you snap yourself with it. What you're doing is you're tricking your brain to the more positive your thoughts, whatever the thoughts that you have, the other thoughts that you send out to the world is what you back. So the questions that you ask yourself, if you ask yourself dumb questions, what are you going to get back?
Dumb answers.
If you ask yourself positive questions, what kind of answers are you going to get back?
Great results.
Your brain is so smart. It will trick you into thinking the most amazing things. So who contacted their minimum of 3 a day last week? 3 a day. Who just reached out to 3 a day? 3 a day. Just a simple text message, a simple call. 3 a day. 3 a day. Who contacted their 3 per day last week? Dovin. Good job, brother. How'd you do it?
I did 3 a day, but on Saturday I only did 1, and then Sunday I did none. So I tried catching up yesterday, and I just talked to seriously. I'm like talking to everyone. I got a lot of new friends on Facebook, so I'm kind of putting little messages that we used to use, and just putting out something like that. Hi, how you doing? I've been doing the thank you and I used to do thank yous, but now I'm putting thank you Tom, thank you Lynn, whoever their name is, and I'm getting results of them like or text me back saying thank you, I appreciate the friend, ad or whatever they say on Facebook. So it seems more warming. So I was doing that a lot on Facebook. And then everyone I talk to, customers, I'm carpet cleaning every day. I talk to them. When I'm giving them the bill, I bring it up after I'm getting the money paid.
Keep it up, my friend. What you're doing is you're building your brand and you're building your network. And what's going to happen is if you focus on the activity long enough, what will start to happen?
I'm going to get results. The seed's going to be planted, and one person's going to say something. No?
I love it.
Oh, they tell me no. I'm like, what?
No. It's
No.
Activity leads to productivity. It's as simple as that. Like in your guys' job, the easiest way I can explain this, in your guys' job, if you go out there and you work 20 hours this week, when are you getting paid?
Next week.
Next week. Here in entrepreneurship, the work that you're doing right now, the seeds that you're planting right now might not be harvested for a long time.
But it's going to explode one of these times. Something's going to pop. It has to.
And it always does. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It says, it talks about the sower that kept on sowing. Okay? It talks about the sower that keeps on sowing. And what happens is the seed will always eventually find good ground. Okay? Your seed will always eventually find good ground. Okay? The birds are going to get some of the seeds, right?
Oh, yeah.
The birds are going to get some of the seeds, right? But there's not enough birds to get all the seeds. Okay? Eventually your seed will find good ground. That's just, it's in the Bible. God says it, so it's got to be right. So there's not enough nasty people in the world out there. There's too many people out there that are looking for this. All right, you guys are getting me all caught up into this. Come on, we got to stay focused. So action steps were to listen to Conquering Fear by Nick Sarnicola, promoting using Facebook, Viculture. Somebody want to sound off? Who actually watched all 3 videos last week?
Me.
I did and took notes.
Yep.
Krista? Dovin?
Yeah.
Erica? Anybody else?
I did.
Bernadette?
I did.
So Bernadette, Dovin, Krista, and Erica. Anybody else?
Charlotte.
You watched all 3 of those videos?
I did.
On Vet? All righty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I want you guys to do is in the AD plan, I want you to guys take the 1 point that you got from that, and I want you to poke it. So write these down. Conquering Fear by Nick Sarnicola, promoting Facebook, and then Viculture. Write those out and put the one topic, just the ones that watch the videos. Just put the one thing that you took from each video. You do that by midnight tonight, and you guys got a free box of NutriBars from me and Carol. Okay? So, Dovin, Krista, Bernadette, Charlotte, and Erica. Write down the 3 videos, and after every video, bullet point what you got from the videos, and then right after all that, write what kind of NutriBars you want, peanut butter and jelly or chocolate caramel, and they're going out in the mail tomorrow. So, great job, you guys. Great job. I love it.
Thanks.
Sign up on Sunday.
Thank you.
Don't need to mail it.
The third one, Josh.
What's that?
What was the third one you said?
The Viculture. It's all on the Conquering Fear, Nick Sarnicola, promoting using Facebook, and the Viculture. It's on the action steps from last week. So,
Okay, got it. Thanks.
George, no. Okay, cool. Last week's goal was 3 customers, 3 promoters. GST action step was continue with this. So now we got to get into the lesson plan here because we went a little bit too long into dream storming. I got a little long-winded for that one. But the goal for week 4, this is actually week 4 that we're in right now. So the goal for week 4 is you want to get a total of your 3 customers and 3 promoters into your business. Now, what's today's date?
The 25th.
23rd. You guys know what day the month ends?
The 1st.
The 1st. So it actually ends on the 31st, but we're probably going to have cleanup on the 1st. So you want to act like next Tuesday is your end of the month, okay? But what days are you not going to get any work done, most likely? Any production done?
Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday. Why?
Because of the holiday.
Holiday. Everybody's
Families.
down. So what I would be doing if I was everybody on here, getting really intentional, coming up with a game plan. So for instance, there's a couple people on this call right here that are like literally a hop, skip, and a jump away from area director or director. They're just so close. So close. Like 2 promoters away and like 15 customers. Like, do you guys think it would be a huge benefit to your business if you were to get recognized worldwide, the company were to send you a free iPad and you were to be able to go to the next event with an iPad and to go to the event getting recognized in front of your whole team or in front of your peers and get a couple, just the PR alone. Do you guys think that would be advantageous or lucrative to your business?
Yes.
Something brand new like that? Heck yeah.
Does anybody have people in their businesses that are like, show me it works? Come show me. Go show me it works, and then I'll come join with you.
Yeah.
All the time.
You know what your no's are? Your no's are not no's. They're, go show me.
I have a party Saturday just from last week's party with 3 people I don't know.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
figure out what your goals are. The 3 customers, 3 promoters, introduce the VET platform. Who is it for? So the VET development platform is your roadmap to success as an entrepreneur. Is entrepreneurship hard?
Yes.
Is it built at night majority of the time?
Never. Not always.
Majority of it, you're building your brand like at nighttime. So during the day,
Oh, yeah.
you're working on your paycheck. At nighttime, a lot of it is actually built at night. Now you're having the little conversations, but the majority of us, it's built after we're working on our paycheck. And it's the foundation of the backbone of VET. So if you guys aren't VET, Dave, you got the website?
Yep. Get that now, I think it is.
So getvetnow.com. If you have not yet went to getvetnow.com, that means that you're not watching the videos from Nick Semicola. Now that's the one that's $29 a month. That's the one that we talk about all the time. $29 a month to have your mobile library. So I don't have time to do that. Well, does anybody work out? Does anybody drive to work? Put it in your head. I don't even listen to music anymore. I listen to VET all the time. It's your mobile library. It's built upon 9 principles: entrepreneurial development, sales cycle, and promotion. Now, why do we have it? What it is we have VET for the clarity of the process and duplication. Okay? Having a system that outlives your voice. Now, do you guys want something that's solely dependent on you or eventually runs without you?
Runs without us.
So if I was talking to a promoter, what I always do, and you guys have probably had it to me, like, hey guys, I know you're having a problem with this. Go check out this video. I know you're having a problem with this in life. Go check out building a business with part-time. Go check out building a business as a couple. Like there's videos all in VET that we keep referring you guys to. So if you have promoters in your team, you want to send them to VET. Because if you're just going through the motions, you don't know how to where to send them. The practices are many, the principles are few. So the one thing about network marketing, what I've noticed, and actually in anything, but the principles are always the same. The practices are always constantly changing. Is the world constantly evolving, or is it the same all the time?
Things are changing all the time.
Like, did you guys know that Facebook is like getting tuned out? Did you know it's like Instagram and Twitter now, and everybody's veering over to like other social media networks? Did you guys know that? How many people are still the dinosaur Facebook guy?
Me.
I'm still there, but the majority of us are getting tuned out because there's so much clutter out there. So that's why it's so important to have the index of education, contents, and training. So the principles, they'll never change. So what you're doing right now is you're developing the principles of wealth. You're developing wealth principles. Once you develop the wealth principles, the entrepreneurial principles, once you learn those never change. The practices change, but the entrepreneurial principles never do. How do we use it? Everything ties back to the VET platform. So the lesson of the day here, what we're going to go into is, at this point, you guys have already realized, how many of you guys know that that many people are skeptical by nature?
Yes.
Everybody is skeptical by nature, is because they're always on the defense. They're always on the defense. And what they do is they resist opportunity. They're so skeptical, I guess, they resist opportunity to improve their health. Isn't that crazy? We're more overweight than we ever have been before. Okay? We are more overweight than we ever have been before. And we resist. We have more information than we've ever had before on what to do. Yet we're heavier than we are before. We are so skeptical that we resist the opportunity to extend our life, to give ourselves a higher quality of life. We're just skeptical by nature. And even more so to start a business. Okay? You just have to realize and understand that, guys, you guys are different. Okay? You guys are just, you're different. And this is difficult for you to understand. This is going to be difficult for you guys to understand, but you have to accept that. Us being entrepreneurs, us wanting more, us being the doers, you guys, we're just different. You know what I mean? We're just a different breed. And the way I can explain it is this: ever guys ever heard the analogy of Success Mountain? No? Okay. So what it is, and I'll show you actually a picture here. It's the Success Mountain. So Success Mountain has a town on each side, okay? And this is the easy. Okay, here's a picture right there. You guys want to take? So picture that. So here's the 5% of the world right here. Here's the 5% of the entrepreneurs. Here's those 5% of peeps that I was talking about. The 5%. Here's the other 95% of the world that works for the other 5%, okay? So picture that in your head. Now what I want you to do is I want you to picture you're part of the 95%. You're the square, okay? You're the square, okay? And what you do is you climb over this mountain. You go through what all it takes, and you climb over this mountain and you get to the other side. And when you get to the other side, you see all these circles, all these circles, and they're all bouncing around. And what do squares usually do? Are they? Would you think that they're mobile, or are they kind of like usually just stable, stay in place? And what are circles usually doing, or balls?
Moving all the time.
Moving all around, bouncing, and I don't want to see anybody with a joke with that one right there. So they see like circles and balls, and they climb over the mountain. They get to the other side, and they see everybody's moving around, and it's just bouncy, and everything's and they see there's another way of life. There's a whole another way of life over there. Okay, and what I want you guys to understand is, so if you went over there and you seen all that stuff, and then you went back and you started telling all the other squares about that, what would they think?
I was crazy.
You're crazy. That doesn't exist over there. You're nuts. But they will never go over the mountain. They will never go do what it takes to go hit that side. So they'll never see it. They'll never understand. And when you're going back, because you have to realize you're coming back to folks and you're trying to show them another way. They're just not going to get it right away. Some of them will never get it. I have best friends. I have family members, okay, that they're just not programmed that way, or they're just not ready to let it in. They're not ready to let it in. And you just kind of have to just go through the process knowing that, because you want it. Does anybody have a promoter or somebody to come in and you just want it so bad for them? Or you're trying to get somebody to go to an event, or you're trying to get somebody to do a party, and you just say, if you just seen what I seen, then you would do this. If you would just know what I know, if you were to just see what this is all about, you would join with me. Anybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
All the time.
That's why it's just a simple numbers game. You just got to keep going, and eventually they might come with you. But most likely, probably not going to. But you just got to imagine yourself trying to explain that. Entrepreneurship, we simply think different than anybody else. You can't put a square peg in a round hole. Okay? You cannot put a square peg in a round hole. Make it sense?
Yep.
So it's imperative that you continue to grow your mindset as an entrepreneur if you're going to become the other 5%. So to attract the to become the 5%, you must be learning the development, the skill sets, the leaderships, the principles that the 5% of the world use. That's what makes this so hard. And really all the principles are, a lot of it is, I've actually talked to probably a few of you guys today. What is the number one thing I've probably told you guys all, that there really is no secret? It's 9:50. Oh, logged on to the mic. Okay, I got you. What is the, what did I tell you guys? You guys probably been hearing me say this a lot lately, but there really is no secret. It's just one thing that you got to do for 60 to 90 days. It's just one word.
Consistency.
Consistency. There's no secret. It's just consistency. Every day being consistent. Every day being consistent. Basically, every single day gets you into the Hall of Fame. You know? Doing 20, 30 minutes every single day. If you're consistent with your diet, you know, if you're consistent with your diet, are you scrambling when it comes bathing suit season?
No.
If you're consistent with your savings, are you scrambling when it comes tax season, or buying that house season, or buying whatever you need when the washer goes out, or when the water heater goes out, or when you need a new car?
No.
No. It's just being consistent every single day. There's nothing we can't do. There's no secret. And never allow, here's one thing I will 100% tell you guys. Never allow the other 95% to convince you that the 5% does not exist. Never allow the 95% to convince you that the other 5% does not exist. Does the 5% exist?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
You 100% believe that?
Yes.
Wouldn't be here if we didn't.
So what are you surrounded around the most? The 5% or the 95%?
95.
95.
What's the percentage of the people that you're surrounded around that are the 95%ers?
What? Ask it again.
Say that again.
So what is the amount of, what is it like from the ratio? So like for every 9 people that are 95%ers, there's a 1%er that you're surrounded around with. What are you surrounded around the most?
A cube.
For me, since by there, it's skewing the other way.
You're surrounded around 95%ers
Right.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
They're constantly trying to steal it from you. Every day, you just have to know that they're coming after you. They do not want you to go without them. Building confidence, a scarcity versus an abundance mindset. So if you have not met your goals to date, it's because one of the following reasons. Work ethic, system, and confidence. Okay, work ethic meaning you're not prospecting enough people per day. You're not doing your 3 a day. You know, if you've not met your goals to date, it's simple. It's just because of one of the 3 following reasons. Work ethic, you're not prospecting enough people. You're not doing your 3 a day. System, you are deviating from the system. Do we have a simple play in hand with the AD program? Has there ever been another system that has been so structured in content and an easier plan than the AD program? George, Dave, Ray?
No.
It has never been more structured with the AD program. Here it is. So the system right now, if you're just not following, it's either your work ethic system or the confidence. People are not responding to what you are saying. The first 2 are the more easily controlled by you. The confidence, there are several factors that come from somebody's confidence. So like sometimes you'll see somebody come into network marketing and they'll like beast it right away. They'll come in and they'll just slaughter it. You guys ever see those people where they just come in and all of a sudden they dominate it?
Yeah.
There's a number of different factors. Could have been prior experiences, could have been their knowledge, could have been in their environment. Okay? So that's something that you can't really necessarily control. But the first 2, your work ethic and the system, just by following the simple system and applying your work ethic. A lot of people on here are from the Midwest. Who on here has a strong work ethic?
I do.
I know every single one of you guys do. Every single one of you guys has a strong work ethic on here. It's just that, are you using your work ethic towards paying your bills during the day, or are you using it to your work ethic to build your fortune at night? Kind of questions that you got to ask yourself. Also, confidence is influenced by what people say to you and how that makes you feel. Okay? Confidence is influenced by what people say to you and how that makes you feel. So it's a mental game. How others perceive you is influenced by how you feel in your body language. So for instance, we'll move right on to the 3 components of influence. Okay, the 3 components of influence are really simple. When people say, why do people you tell us yes or no, 7 to 10% are the words that you use. So if you're influenced, 7 to 10% are the words that you use. So your words. How many people feel like it's 90% of our words? A lot of people think it's 90% of what we say. It's actually 30 to 35% is the voice quality you use when you're speaking. And that's 55 to 63% your physiology, body language. So if you're weak in body language, or if you're weak in your voice, if you're weak in your tone, that right there determines the amount of influence that you will hold over folks. That's why you'll see some folks that they come in and they have so much success right away, they have no clue what they're doing, but they're so confident in themselves. Their body language is so strong. They're talking with their hands. They're very firm. They know what's going on. They don't even know what the heck's going on. They don't even know what the compensation plan. They have no clue what's in the shakes. They're like, well, they're end of the month. What's that? What's end of the month? You know what I mean? Or they're just like, car program. Like Kevin Merriweather broke regional director when he first got started, and eventually he had to ask when the company was going to send him his car. Okay, he was 5 months into it, and he called Nick Sarnicola asking when his car was going to show up. You know what I mean? He didn't know the comp plan or anything like that. It's just physiology was so strong, he just knew it was going to happen. And people just followed his physiology. They followed his confidence. So 7 to 10% words you use, 30 to 35% the voice quality, 55 to 63% body language. Incongruence, most rejection is caused when 3 components don't match up, okay? So if you're incongruent, the words didn't match the voice quality or the physiology. So your words, once you can combine those 2, if you can learn to be confident in your voice, now how can you be confident in your voice when you don't know how to build a business? Anybody know?
I think we should practice with each other.
Think positive.
Yeah, because, here, Jenny, that's actually a really good idea. And I think this is where if you guys, as the May AD lid, you guys should be like, literally, in school, did you guys ever get together with any of their students and have like study groups or social groups or anything like that when you guys were in school? Or do you encourage students to do that type of stuff?
Right, yeah.
It's all the time. You guys have permission to go do this however you guys want. But for instance, like, Mike, I got to move on here. So we got a lot to cover.
Real quick, Josh, we just have to like pretend that we're the speakers on the vet. Like Joanna Parr, I love how she speaks. Like she is super confident. And I love to watch her videos and go, I could do that. I can act like that. I can say those words. So like if we just mimic what we see in the leaderships, then we should be able to do it.
Exactly. And that's where vet does come in handy so hardcore because, the easiest way I can explain it is you will develop your confidence when you know where you're going in life. So if you do that dream storm, if you get that St. Thomas sand, if you literally trick yourself into knowing where you're going to go, if you can literally believe that you know where you're going, okay, if you really believe it, you'll get excited about it every single day. And so people will literally be talking to me and they'd be like, Quady, what are you so excited for? I'm like, listen, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know where I'm going. And people followed me the first year or 2 in the business. They followed me just because I was so excited and I knew where I was going. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but they knew enough to follow me because they knew I was going to figure it out because they could hear it in my voice. They knew it in my heart. They will not follow somebody that doesn't know where they're going. People will not follow another blind person. Like, you got to figure, is everybody else blind and lost and trying to figure life out? Exhausted at the end of the day? Getting pulled in a million different directions? You know, people are already getting pulled in a million different directions. And so you can't, and it's not that, it's not possible. And it's not that you have to be perfect while doing this. But it's literally like when you're building the business, you can say stuff like, listen, you know, we're not going to get there right away. This isn't going to happen overnight when you're talking to your promoters or your potential prospects. But this is what I'm doing. I'm building a solid foundation over the next year to two. And I'm putting myself in a position where I'm going to make an extra $2,000, $3,000 a month by building a business. And I want you to be my partner. Let's do this together. Let's go help do this together. You know what I mean? It's that body language that comes, be able to paint that vision. But if you're incongruent, if you got the best voice in the world, and if you are, if you got the best voice in the world, but if you don't know where you're going, you know what I mean? It sounds incongruent. So you got to be congruent. So just made it all up. That's why it's so important to take those 10, 20 minutes. Okay. You know, here's another part. How many of you guys have children?
Yeah.
You know, every single day when it gets hard, when I don't want to deal with people or do stuff like that, like part of my dream boards has all three of these guys on there and Carol. And so it's really easy for me when they get home from school or I get home from a challenge party, I get motivated every single night to go pick up that phone, to go draw out my whiteboard, to go do this because these guys keep me motivated every single day. Like most people say, oh, I can't do this because kids and I got games and stuff like that. I can do this. You can't think like that. It's I get to do this because of these guys. You know what? Like it's like you got to look at them as like your motivation every single day. It's like I thank the Lord every single day. I'm like, thank you for giving me this motivation every single day. Every single day I get to come home and I get all sparked up again. Every single night when I come home, when I'm like wore out and I'm like, all right, I'm getting excited again. Every single morning when I wake up, I'm jacked up. I get excited again. I get excited again because I know that when you guys graduate high school, you know, if they want to go backpacking through Europe or something for a year to go do it, are they going to have the assets to do that? Are they going to have the accessibility to go do that? Yeah. I'll have an extra $4 or $5 grand. I tell you what, become valedictorian, go do this. What do you say? Anyways, all right, moving on. So that right there is how you can use the confidence. That's right there is how you can muster up the confidence when you talk. Find the ways, find the things that motivate you, whether it's selfish, whether it's family, whether it's whatever. You build it like that. So understanding month end. This right here is what so many people do right now. I have so many people that work with us. And by the way, guys, I'm 2 minutes over for the April AD class that's just jumping on. I'm going to hurry up and finishing up here. But it kind of ties in with what we're going in. So I apologize that we're overlapping. But these guys, it's all their fault. They got me on the Dreamstorm rant for 15 to 20 minutes. So it's actually all their fault. So you can blame them. But the month-end cycle, like understanding your business. So when does the month-end cycle, when do you need all the numbers in to hit your goal for the month of May? June 22nd? June 24th?
May 31st.
May 31st. Month-end May 31st. I have so many people like, oh, man, next month I'm going to go do this. Next month I'm going to do this. Next month, oh, I got some good stuff cooking up next month. Next month, next month, next month. Next month will always turn into what?
Next month.
Next month. You ever see that sign, free beer tomorrow? You ever go into those things? I ever see like free food tomorrow? You ever see those signs in the restaurant that say free beer tomorrow or free food tomorrow?
Yeah.
Signs. And what you do is you go in there and then what happens?
It's tomorrow.
Free food tomorrow. But some of you guys have hanging up in your house is, I'm going to work tomorrow. And what happens when you come in? That's just the sign. That's just the value. That's just the ism in your house or in your life. I'll work tomorrow. And that's just what it is. That's just the consistency that's actually done. So creating urgency. So importance of requiring swift action and earnest to persistence and quality. Persistence and quality. I don't know what that means. So month end is synonymous with energy. Okay. I'm actually going to have to call one of our teachers afterwards and ask what half of these words mean, because this is what Nick and our other teachers wrote. So
It's great vocabulary, Josh. This is good for us.
what's that?
Great vocabulary. It's good for us.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That probably actually shows you that you too can break 2-star ambassador. You too can make $1.3 million. So that's good. That's good. Month end is synonymous with energy. So take the lessons of the abundance, the body language, and combine them with urgency. Nothing can stop you for the first month end. Because this right now, this month is going to be a lot of y'all's first month end. This is going to be a lot of your first month end. Because if you can create that sense of urgency to get everything done by May 31st, if you create that sense of urgency, you'll find your 3 promoters. You'll find your 3 customers. You'll create, it's just creating this sense of urgency. But if you don't create this sense of urgency now, it'll always be free beer tomorrow. Or wine, or whatever your thing is. Tips for closing the month. End of the month qualification check-in. So log into your back office and check out your dashboard. So for instance, you go into your back office, you log into visalis.com, you go into your sponsor tree list, and you just look for the green check mark to see if you're even active. Do you have your 3 for discount yet? So if you don't have your 3 customers, if you don't have your 3 active customers, okay, you can't trigger your discount. How do you figure out your discount? Anybody?
Adding all 3.
Isn't it your PBV divided by the 3?
Yep. PBV divided by 3. Personal bonus volume, personal customer volume, not QGBV. So PBV, a lot of acronyms in here. So you also got to remember it's just the PBV. Divide your PBV by 3, and that's how many dollars off you get on your product per month. Real easy. So just go out there and keep getting a bunch of customers. If you're really not good at getting promoters, go out there and get your customers. There's no reason why every single person on this lid doesn't have $12, $13, $1,400 worth of customers. Now, a lot of folks are like, well, I lost a customer today. I lost a customer here. I couldn't keep a customer here. You guys got to understand that this business is, you're going to have a database of 30 customers. 15 are going to be on this month. 15 are going to be off this month. People jump back on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. It happens all the time. It's going to drive you nuts. Guaranteeing you right now. I'm just telling you right now. It's going to drive you nuts. You're like, why don't you just stay on your challenge? Don't you realize the potential that you have? What do you mean you're going to take your shake tomorrow? Don't you realize it's free beer tomorrow? You know, you start talking to your promoters like the way that your mentors start talking to you, and all of a sudden you're like, that's what Dad was talking about. That's what Mom was talking about. You start to go through the motions, and you start to realize that all the advice and everything that you've actually been learning has all been into play. You feel like nothing's going on in your business, but your business is like a duck underwater or a duck on water. Okay? You're like, it looks like nothing's going on, but underneath everything's just churning. Those 2 legs are just a churning. So your business is a lot like a duck on water. So the checkouts is, are you active? Do you have your 3 for D? What is your PBV? And then do you have 3 active teams?
Mark, you don't walk around naked like that. I don't want nothing touching me.
Tammy, we can hear you. Don't walk around naked like
Woo,
that.
naked babies.
That's awesome. We got that recorded. That's awesome. Let's try to keep this PG-13 though, okay, Tammy? And do you have your $2,000 in GQV? So everybody's shooting for 2,000 GQV minimally, because minimally the $2,000 in GQV gets you at what position?
Director.
Everybody should not be scratching your head. This is scary.
Director.
Director.
Director. Oh boy. Yikes. Okay. $2,000. The director. That's the very first position. Maybe sometime this week we'll do some basic whiteboard stuff for everybody right there, because maybe we go to compplan.buy.com and listen to a lot of that, watch a lot of that stuff, learn it. Once you learn it once, you never have to learn it again. So where to focus your time and energy? Okay. Basically, it takes multiple exposures for somebody to enroll. So if you can focus on people in your existing funnel, people who have already seen something already, to get them to finish up your month. How many people have you sent a tool? How many people have you sent a sample? How many people have seen a presentation, and how many are on the fence? Okay. Use three-way calls to utilize your upline leader to move them to a decision. So your leaders have been through multiple months end, follow their lead. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you guys the action steps on what we're looking to do this week. And I want to know is how many people actually follow the action steps that I give them this week. Or who just had me take up 50 minutes of their life and got all excited and isn't going to implement some action. So action steps. Action step number 1, connect new customers and new promoters to your upline to ensure their next steps. Action step number 2, follow up with 3 people a day from your funnel with depression and sadness and waver on every belief that you have. Or you can do it with confidence. That was a joke. Everybody should be laughing right now. So you're going to follow up with 3 people a day from your funnel. Timid or with confidence?
With confidence.
How are you going to do that with confidence? Because you know where you're
Going.
Hey! Number 3, log in your back office and check out your dashboard. Log around that stuff. Go in your sponsor tree list. Go start dabbling around. I remember the first 3 months into the business, I was on there probably 2 or 3 hours a night just looking at all the videos and looking at everything that all had, just learning how to use all this stuff in the back office. Action step number 4, connect 7 more 3-way calls this week with people you are following up with to your upline. I would focus on 1 a day. Getting your upline on the phone with 1 a day. That's how you're going to close out your month strong. Number 5, complete all the unfinished steps from week 1, 2, and 3. So if you've not done your dream board yet, anybody remember what the rules and the stipulations were for the dream board?
Wasn't it that it was supposed to be posted in the drive and done by midnight?
Yeah, last Sunday.
So there are no rules otherwise.
No, everything goes on your dream board. No holding back. It's literally, take 15 to 20 minutes and write everything else that you want. So go back and write all that stuff. Watch all the unfinished videos. You guys are going to see me post this picture. Okay? It has all your action steps in the videos. You guys can literally just scroll through the May thread and look at all the action steps that you had from 1 week in a row, and you can literally get all those videos knocked out in a night if you really wanted to. But 60% of your time, if you're spending 10 hours a week in VI, the 60-20-20 rule, who knows it? Who remembers it?
I do not know that one, Josh.
What?
I don't know that one.
20% is spent in education. 20% is spent in retention. 60% is spent in
Active.
action, following up, talking to new people, income generating activities.
Oh, okay.
Majority of people have it backwards. 20% income generating activities, 60% education, and 20% retention or 0% retention. Some people will spend 80% in education, 20% in retention, or 20% in action, and 0% in retention. That's why their customers are constantly falling off, because they're not building a relationship with those customers. So those are the 5 action steps. Here's the videos that we focus on this week. The Vet Development Pattern by Kyle Posetti and Rod Schulhauser.
Say that again, the vet what?
Development Pattern. Success Mountain by Nick Sarnicola. And Building Confidence by John Apar. Now I'll take a picture and I'll post that up on there. But I want you guys focus on, though, is be really intentional with your business. Because if you guys can get intentional with your business, there's no reason why a couple of us can't go throw a party this week or literally go drive to somebody's house and go make them up a shake and get excited and get them on as a customer with us. There's no reason why we can't go to the people. Success does not come to you. You must go to it. You know, it's like sometimes you just got to go to the source to get this. So I'll post this right here, but everybody, I want you focused on minimally. Everybody gets 3 active customers this month. Everybody has 3 active customers this month. Everybody goes in their back office and they look how many active customers they have this month. Everybody goes and looks and see how many active customers this month. Now, every single one of you are already on a $300 Premier kit, right? How do I know that?
Because you check.
Because it's a prerequisite to be on the AD lid, the AD thread. We're trying to duplicate you guys how to get your $300 Premier kit for free. But if you're not on a $300 Premier kit, we don't know how to go out there and teach somebody else how to get on these kits. Or we don't know how to teach somebody else how to, because you're not going through it yourself. It's not us trying to get you to spend more money. It's you guys are already spending the money somewhere, but spending it into your own economy. You get paid off your own product. You need products and samples on hand. You're building your brand. So what are we going to do by this Thursday?
All these action steps.
What's that?
All 5 of these action steps, plus the 3 videos.
Exactly. And we're going to break the pool, or we're going to get a couple promoters. We're going to get some successes by this Thursday because the pay weekend's by this Thursday. So let's just focus on getting it done. Entrepreneurs figure it out. Entrepreneurs find a way. So that's all I got here, guys. You guys know what's going on Sunday, right?
Your house.
Huge party out in Essexville.
Party! Bring your dollar bills. No, not for that. We're going to be gambling. We're going to have some cornhole tournaments. So I'm going to need you guys to bring your money so I can take it off from you guys in a cornhole tournament. And so we're going to have ribs, brisket, all that good old stuff. But it's going to be a good old time. So if you guys are going, make sure you click on that Facebook link because I think that the expiration time is already passed, so we know how much food to have for the event. So if you haven't already clicked on going to the One Team, One Dream barbecue on Sunday, make sure you go to the Facebook event, click on going so we know how many people are actually going. So see you guys Sunday, and let's keep this thread active, and let's start doing little videos, guys. Every time you get a video, every time you get a customer, anytime you get a promoter, take a quick video of yourself, selfie on yourself, and put it on that May AD thread. You know, let's get this fired up. Motion creates emotion.
Oh, you're right.
So we got to motivate each other. So every time somebody gets a victory, every time somebody gets a customer, blow it up. Blow up this May AD thread. You just got to keep it live. So, guys, this month you will hit your position. Love you guys, and everybody else can drop off. And in April, stay on.
Thanks,
You
Josh.
guys-
Here.
Thanks.
All right, Pam, Diane, Jimmy. Okay, good. I can talk about them now. They're gone. What up, y'all?
Hey.
Hello.
No. Hi.
Hey. All right. So who knows where we're at? Month, 2, week.
Oh, wow. I lost track.
Lot.
3? Is it week 3?
No.
Month 2, week 2. Key learnings. I better stop this.